What's going on, everybody? Doc from Average Gamer Guys, back yet again, more Call of Duty Modern Warfare action. As I realized I was talking through the Shamrock and Awe video, I left out one really important detail. We have Operation Lion Strike going on, and it dropped as well. So this is important because, like I said, we're seeing a lot of the new collection stuff for the Shamrock and Awe specifically. We covered that in another video, so go check that one out. I'll link it down below. Quick video just talking about what this specific event and these specific collections are going to be available and what you can grab here. So pretty cool. But what I glossed over and didn't really cover, and I do want to cover for a lot of these updates, try to give you the best info, is the Operation Lion Strike, which is actual new content. So we have a ton of new collections here, a ton of new stuff. I'm not going to cover it. The one thing I do want to cover is going to be the new weapons. We really have 3 new weapons plus a couple of melee variations, which I kind of consider new weapons as well as a whole bunch of stuff, as you can see here, more camos, hits, a whole bunch of stuff, like just a whole bunch of stuff that they've dropped in. And I do want to talk about it because, again, especially the new weapons, I want to try to just talk real quickly a comparison for a lot of that stuff. See kind of how it sets up. I do want to take a look at this kit. Man, some of these kits look really cool. But I try not to digress. Again, we got some new melee weapons, so we're going to take a look at them. I do want to do a deep dive, especially when they start introducing, and we saw this with the first 3 weapons that they really released. I do like to kind of make a kind of a comparison to what we've seen before to kind of figure out, is some of this stuff going to be overpowered? Is it well balanced? Is it in line with what we've kind of come to expect? The first one, just because we're here, we'll take a look at it, is going to be the PKM. Now this honestly reminds me a lot of the RPD. It's pretty similar. It's honestly a pretty similar weapon. The biggest thing here is this one has some pretty balanced stats across the board that I think falls it into the category for me where it could be really good, but it also could be really well balanced. So accuracy wise, it's going to be the most accurate out of any of the LMGs, which is really important, actually. That's probably the biggest statistic I want to take away from this. A lot of times you see with the fire pattern with the LMGs, you're not really hitting every shot, even if you do kind of small bursts. This one, you're going to have that better accuracy. You're going to be hitting more of your shots, so that's important to note. Damage-wise, slightly worse than the M60, a little bit worse than the RPD, but obviously a lot better than the M249, so it kind of falls a little bit in between. Range is their same across the board. That's one thing they don't really change for the light machine guns. Fire rate, it sits about 10 points or 10 percentage points better than the M60, about a little bit worse than your RPD, and then obviously a lot worse than the 249. So again, I think a generally balanced weapon. I'll be interested to see if I can pick this up at some point, play with it a little bit, get my hands on it. I think this weapon has the chance to be really good, but as I can tell from the statistics right now, it seems relatively balanced. So really only time will tell with this one, but it is cool. A new addition. The light machine guns, especially in this game, didn't get a whole lot of love. And you don't see a lot of people using them. I think the accuracy for this one could be the one thing that really takes it kind of up a notch. You know, obviously having a good, ton of ammo to be able to use without having to reload. So time will tell on this one, but for me right now, seems like it could be pretty good. So we're also getting a new sniper rifle. I'm going to take a look. Here it is right here, semi-automatic. We'll compare it to the M21. So let me equip the M21, then we'll scroll down and take a look. So very similar statistics to the M21, but what I will notice is accuracy is just a little bit worse. This thing looked absolutely sweet. They did an absolute great job with these, some of these new versions of these weapons. This one obviously being the best in my opinion, but as far as the rest of the statistics, generally the same. Obviously not nearly the damage that we're going to see from the Barrett or from any of this, the bolt action sniper rifles, which is really good, and really comparative, honestly, to the 21 with just slightly worse accuracy. So for this one kind of falls in the category of like, this might not even be very usable. It really kind of depends know, again, time will tell. Getting your hands on it, putting some of the different stuff on it. Maybe throwing an ACOG or something on this would make it a lot better. Um, but again, what we can see from just statistics up front, cool unlock. I think if you're a fan of the M21, you'll probably enjoy using this because a lot of times, especially with that, you're going to need headshots to get single hit kills. If you're doing body shots, you're probably taking 2 shots just like you would with this one, to take somebody down. So uh, I don't see this being a huge game changer, but it is a neat weapon. It does look really cool, and again, something, if given the opportunity, definitely like to get my hands on it. But nothing game breaking here, I don't think. Not anything like we saw with like the assault rifles or anything like that. And the last one for us is going to be the MAC-10. Now I'm going to just select the mini Uzi, and then we'll jump back into this to see how it compares. Very similar statistics to the mini Uzi, which to me, honestly, the two of these weapons are kind of identical. Um, but again, a little bit better accuracy, which is never bad. Mini Uzi does have a tendency to kind of get away with you, especially if you're going really full auto with it. Slightly less fire rate probably helps with that accuracy. Probably help you put a little bit more of those rounds on target. Again, submachine guns don't get a lot of love unless they're like the P90, the AK-74U, and then obviously the MP5. Scorpion Mini Uzi, probably even this MAC-10. I don't know that we'll see a lot of people playing with it. If you unlock it, cool. You get the the attachments for it. That's cool. But besides that, I don't think we'll see this being a lot of people's primary weapon. But kind of a neat addition. A very basic weapon. If you know anything about weapons, it really does just look like that. It's very basic, but a cool addition. I do appreciate that. In the first drop we saw the XMLAR, which I still wish I had unlocked, but I don't. Um, and so we see a little bit of love kind of spreading around. Obviously we had the new shotgun in that first drop as well. So now we're getting something for the other classes with the PKM, with this P25S, which does look really sweet, and then a new submachine gun. So a decent way to balance that first drop, in my opinion, just for the sole fact of, again, they're just putting stuff out. They're just balancing the classes, giving something new to each class, and trying to share the love a little bit. Again, a lot of these, the light machine gun for me probably looks like it has the biggest capability to, uh, you know, change up the game a little bit, but honestly, not as scary as some of the statistics as we saw for this bad boy here, which again, I really do wish I had. We'll take a quick look at the melee weapons, and then I'll leave you with that. So we see some of the neat stuff coming in. Shamrock Blade, we covered it in the Shamrock and Awe campaign. We got this new Thug weapon. This thing looks absolutely brutal, so this is really cool. Um, this new Samurai Sword, I know that's new. We've got the new Mechanic weapon as well. The melee weapons I have no problems with. I think these are actually really cool. This is something neat that if you like using these melee weapons, and you like seeing a little bit different of an animation when you go to melee somebody, I'm all for these. They don't change the game at all, so they can bring out as many cool variations of this as they want. Trying to see if there's anything else. Obviously, we got the Leprechaun. This is probably out of all of them, this is the one I really want, just because it's just really ornate. It's cool looking, and I like the wood end of it. It's pretty sweet. But I think that really sets us up. So a lot of new stuff. 3 new weapons drop in. I did want to cover it. I didn't want to gloss over it like I know I did in the Shamrock and Awe video. But again, if you haven't checked that one out, go check it out. Talking all the details for the next 3 weeks for this seasonal event, which is really cool. Glad to see continued updates for this. And then if you have unlocked any of these new weapons, not necessarily the ones from the first drop, because we've seen a lot of the reaction from that, but this kind of second drop, these new weapons, the LMG, the MAC-10, or the sniper rifle, and you've got some feedback, let us know down below. Let us know how they're handling. Let us know how they kind of relate in power to some of the other weapons in the class. Be very interesting to hear your guys' feedback. And again, I'm going to be jumping into this, hopefully playing a little bit, picking up somebody's after I kill them, and trying to get a couple kills with each of these weapons just to get a feel for them, kind of like we did for the first set of weapons. And again, log in, play this at least once a week for the next 3 weeks so you can get those free supply drops, 100% free for you, and enjoy that event, play the new map. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Quick video, but just did want to talk about that. I've been Doc from Average Gamer Guys. Thank you so very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, follow us on Twitter, and join our Average Gamer Guys Club. We'll check you next time.